Hello, my name is Annabelle, otherwise known as Hoodie, and today I have a video for you about reflection. A reflection on my break from social media. And if you want some context, let me give you a bit of context. So, I took a break from almost every single social media platform that I was on, with the exception of Discord and YouTube. And it was because of a good amount of catalysts. One of those is sadness. I was very upset with myself, and I just felt like social media was kind of a catalyst for that as well. It was just like a lot of sad news coming from social media, and I just was like, I think this was around the time where Las Vegas had recorded that shooting, so I really was in a horrible place after that happened. It's also because of a few other things that I'll get to in a moment. But I took that break because I felt like social media was just bringing me down with it, and I just didn't enjoy that feeling. And one of the catalysts of that was school. I am a student that has definitely changed throughout the past 4 or 5 years. I went from a student who failed almost every single class to a student who is ranked 7 in their class and has a 4.0 GPA. I've never felt so more at peace with school because I've just had so much fun with it. And now that social media is kind of out of the picture, because social media was kind of a distraction for me, especially Twitter was very much of a distraction. And I wouldn't focus on some of my important things, like especially physics, because during that time I was actually failing my physics class with a very low grade, and it was because of a test, but I'm not going to go into the specifics of that. But I was going through a lot, and I just felt like just social media was just bringing me down. During this period, without social media, I just deprived myself from everything on it. Now I've kind of gone on it a little bit, but I've been avoiding all of the news because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about Trump. I don't want to hear about shootings. Like I just blocked that out as much as possible, and I did the same thing with other social media accounts. Just blocked out the news section and focused on what happened with my family, my friends, just things like that. I'm kind of getting back into the groove of it. I just haven't really wanted to focus on news unless if it comes from a reliable source, like my local news station. So I think I've definitely grown without social media, like kind of consuming me. I've felt more at peace with myself. I felt more alive, and I've actually gone through a lot of decisions and a few other things that would have probably never happened if I didn't take a break from social media. I have made a lot of friends outside of school, not outside of school, but like outside of the internet, like a lot of my school friends. And the good thing is I actually hung out with them. I've hung out with them on certain occasions, and for a long time I just never had that skill to ask people to hang out with them, and I've finally kind of gained that skill, and now I've hung out with them and they know who they are. They're probably watching this video, and I just want to say thank you to them, because if I didn't know them, they probably would have never given me that skill in the first place and helping me practice with that skill. I've been doing really well in school. I've actually have A's in every single class that I have. There's this really high B that I have that I really hope I can bring up to an A. But other than that, I have really high grades, and I'm really happy with how school is right now. But most of all, I think I found myself. For a while, I wanted to be a graphic designer, and that doesn't mean that I don't like it anymore. I'll be completely honest with you. I've continued to hold my passion for graphic design and illustration and photography. I've actually kind of gotten a new interest in photography, and I love photography. It's so fun to do, especially photography of landscapes. But that's besides the point. Recently, I went to help out with Special Olympics, which is kind of a group around certain schools in my area, and they compete for fun in certain activities. Like, to this experience I had, they were at a bowling alley near where I live in Texas, and it was incredibly fun to be a part of. My set goal from the advisor of this event was to cheer for our team, and I was set with one of the students, and I kept looking at him and I was cheering for him. And I did the same thing with another student. I saw him and he made second place, and then the guy I was supposed to be cheering for was making first. And there was a whole other amount of students who would, like, I looked at in front of me, those students in front of me, I was like so happy to see them. Like, it was so cool to have an experience by looking at them, and even if they hit a gutter or they didn't make a spare or a strike, they still smiled and had fun. I even had a talk with a senior who was within one of the Special Olympics teams, and he was telling me how he was going to beat Timber Creek, which is a school district, like, very out in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and he was telling me how he would beat them in basketball, and I was like inside I could tell how happy he was and how excited he was, and I was like, I know you're going to do it. I will wish you good luck. And he said, I know I will too. And that made me feel good about myself, knowing that I just wished him good luck. I was talking with a few people and they were like, you sure you don't want to be a special education teacher? And I was thinking about it, and I think I've definitely found my calling for that, because I love interacting with them. It's so fun to talk to them. It's so fun to just see them succeed, because just it makes me feel so happy and feel in a place where I normally don't feel. Like, it feels so good to see them succeed. And one thing I notice, especially in my school, a lot of them get bullied, and none of them deserves that, because when I was younger, I was being bullied, and really the only thing that was done for that was the person who was bullying them was punished, and I didn't find out that I was worth it until I went to the counselor's office. And that should never be the case, and I want to be a special education teacher who not only implements creativity, and that's where my passion for graphic design and photography and illustration comes, is the creativity that I will bring into my classroom. And I also want to help other students. I want to be there to tutor them and to let them know that they are worth it. If they're getting bullied, I will pull them aside and tell them, you are worth it. It's better to know that they are worth it early in this stage and to not listen to what the people are saying to them, rather than saying it late and going through all the damage. So I think I found my calling. That doesn't mean that I don't hate, or this doesn't mean that I hate art. I don't. In fact, as I said, I will implement it into my classroom, and I'm just so excited for the future. I've never felt more at peace with myself, and I think at the time this video is uploaded, I think I'm back. I'll be back on social media, and I'll not really focus more in the news section, and if people start talking about news, I'm probably just going to ignore the tweets, because opinions do matter to me, but like, it just makes me sad every time I look at them, because I don't want to really think about bad experiences, and I want to just be a positive force within people's lives. That's it for me, and I really enjoyed this period of time without social media. I'll have social media for a little bit. I probably just won't interact as much because I kind of like not having social media on my cell phone all the time and having notifications come up. It's kind of peaceful, I guess, but I'll go on social media when I can, and when I do, I'm probably just going to avoid big news tweets and such like that. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.